All right, guys. The return of Walking Buckets 360. I got my man DeMarr back. Uh, he experienced a loss this week. BC lost a heartbreaker to Miami. We'll talk about that. Again, the South High girls, I'm still not over it. But great seasons by both. But we're going to get together and try to cheer each other up here. Always. We want to thank sponsors, Platt's Landscaping, Sharon's Boxing, Lundgren Honda, Emily's Interiors, Remodel Works, all you guys. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for the support, and stay tuned. Looks like we got a good one here.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, here we are. My man, he's been MIA, but for a good reason.
Yeah.
DeMarr Langford, welcome back. You were in Brooklyn on Biggie's anniversary, huh?
Yeah, man. How phenomenal was that? So it was crazy because we was riding through Brooklyn. I saw the bridge, and I'm riding down the street, and I'm like, today's March 9th.
Yeah.
And then, I always go back to that, play that verse over in my head. The greatest rapper alive died on March 9th. So I'm like, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden I told my wife, I said, come on, we got the Spotify or the iTunes or whatever we use for music. I'm like, Biggie station, let's go. So we was riding around. Bumping Biggie, me and her. I got a couple of videos. I only posted like 2. I got like 5 or 6 in my phone. Me and her, I'm like, let's go, Biggie. So yeah, that was phenomenal.
Were there celebrations out there? I know they usually get down on Brooklyn.
That's a good question. Where we was at as far as that, I didn't see much.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a few pitches up and a couple other things, and even in the stadium, they got like a Brooklyn. They got like Jay-Z up there, and they got Biggie up there too. So up in the rafters, like they retired their jerseys and all that, right? So, it's the Brooklyn Nets. So, go figure, right? The 2 greatest in Brooklyn, two greatest to do it in Brooklyn. So, yeah, I didn't see much other than that though, as far as celebration. That would have been pretty dope if everybody just started flooding the streets and just playing Biggie. Oh, I went crazy.
I mean, eventually it'll happen again. I know they always do. COVID probably.
Yeah. COVID didn't allow it. Yeah.
So we got to talk about the heartbreak. We got,
Heartbreak Hotel, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
We got to do it for the people, man. We got to do it for the people.
We do.
So let's just get right to it. It's not something I really want to talk about too long.
I get it.
It's dreadful. But I will say this though. Let's start here. As much as it's dreadful and it's heartbreaking, man, they overachieved in this tournament, and a lot of people were doubting, and they just thought we was gonna get bumped in the first round. So for those who don't know, we're talking about Boston College. My boys playing. So we went into this tournament playing Pitt, who we lost to, and we beat. We beat them once, we lost to them once. And so we went in there like, all right, we can beat these guys. Like, it was kind of a thing where in the back of our mind, we did beat them once this season. It's like, all right, we can beat these guys. So after getting through the first round of Pitt, it was like, all right, boom, let's go, let's get rolling. Because it's all about momentum, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
We went into the second round and played Wake Forest, who smacked us. 1 second. They smacked us and by like 30. And we was like, oh, this one might be rough. So what we did was we went to that game, talked to the boys the night before. They was like, they were feeling good. They were feeling confident. And they went to that game. We went to overtime in that game. And we ended up winning. Phenomenal feeling. Like you said, we wasn't expected to get out of the first round. So we won the first one, won the second one.
Wake Forest is now not in the dance, right?
Wait. And we bumped Wake Forest out of the dance, which, they're not really big on us right now, but hey, it is what it is. We was trying to get into the dance. So they was just in the way. We had to win the whole thing to get into the dance in order to get into, because certain losses we had throughout the season. And mind you, first year coach, only a couple players stayed, and my boys being 2 of them, maybe like 1-2 more guys stayed from the prior year. Everybody else hit the transfer portal and transferred out, and bunch of transfers that came in. So it's like, we kind of putting it together throughout the year. So things weren't rolling like we wanted them to be rolling earlier on, and we took a couple losses we shouldn't have. But that's neither here nor there. So the third round, after we beat Wake Forest, we go and we got Miami, and Miami. We just had played Miami 2 games prior to the ACC tournament at home, and they beat us pretty good, man. Yeah, you there?
Yep. All good.
You there? Yeah.
Yep.
They beat us. They beat us pretty good. So, he's kind of like, oh, we got to go prove these guys. Like, and we had to talk with the boys the night after we won Wake Forest. Like, Miami's next. Let's go. We got a revenge game. Let's go. They just got us. It's kind of like the Wake Forest thing, revenge game. So, the boys were up for it, and the team was feeling good, and momentum was, we was flowing. And yeah, man, it was a heartbreak because we actually had that game. We put it in the overtime. Brevin, one of our guys, Brevin Galloway, he almost hit a buzzer beater at the end of regulation. They had the ball. We stole it. Brevin just tossed it up from half court, and it hit the front of the rim. Boom, it bounced off. And I looked at my wife. I said, man, I wish that just went in and just be over like that.
Yeah.
And long story short, in overtime, we got possession of the ball, and my son goes to the middle, and they play pretty good defense on him. He pivots. He's looking for somebody to pass to. Nobody's open. They're playing good D. He pivots again, and he tried to shoot a fadeaway. The kid hit him on the wrist. Ref didn't call it. Ball falls short. It doesn't even hit the rim. They grab it. There's like a scramble for it. They grab it. He kicks it out to one of his guys on the outlet, like near the free throw line. One of our guys tries to steal it. He spins around as he catches it and just looks up, and there's one of his guys streaking down the court. He throws a full court pass, lays it up at the buzzer to win.
I couldn't even believe it, man. When I seen that,
so it was just hot. It was just Heartbreak Hotel the way it happened. Like we had the ball, and reality is we should have either won that game in overtime, or we should have won the double overtime and took it from there. But the way it played out is just there was too much time left on the clock when he took the shot, and they was able to go down and get a layup. So I mean, my wife sat there and just was like in awe, like
what just happened? Yeah,
that really just happened. Like, so it's one of those things, though. Yeah. I had one of those that I told you about my Winston days at the buzzer, and they beat us at the buzzer. And I'm like, it was like a dream. So I can only imagine how they felt with this one,
Yeah, they take the fight right out of your hands. There's nothing you can do. Come on.
Yeah. So we had a couple Heartbreak Hotels, man. So we got to talk about these and get them out the way early.
There's
so
one.
Get to the guts of the glory.
Yeah, no doubt. So North High and South High this week both got bounced from the Tony.
Yeah, it's tough.
Walpole, we just didn't play good, and they did. And they had a team that was really good. They could shoot. They played defense like no other team on us this year. They earned it.
Right.
It's been tough, man. You get so attached. I think I only missed 2 games, so I've seen these girls so much. It was a blast watching them play. But we'll be back next year. That's all I gotta say. I'm not even done being sad about it, but
absolutely. Now they had a great run, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with BC, man. They had a great run. So yeah, it sucks to lose, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to kind of look back on what you're creating and the culture change. Like, it's a extreme culture change over at South High. It's an extreme culture change over at BC. You know what I mean? Like that's, they got to look at it from that angle, and they're overachieving as far as that. Like, yeah, the fall short, it stinks. You want to win it all, of course. You know what I mean? Who doesn't? But you got to look at what you're doing. At the end of the day, you got to kind of look back and be like, yeah, we're really changing the culture right now, and stand on that.
Yep.
So but as far as North, yeah, we have a lot of talent over there. What they call it, BC High. It's funny because I root for BC because of my boys, and I'm rooting against BC High. It was like the same night. They had a game the same night. That's why I couldn't be there. I happened to be in Brooklyn with my guys, root for BC, and then after the game, I turn on the thing. Me and the boys get back to the hotel. I turn it on my phone because I can watch it live or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm not rooting for BC right now. That's it. I only root for BC out here with y'all. So that was funny. But they're a talented group. BC High is a
Oh
talented
my
group of
God.
young players, man. They're putting on a show in the warm ups. Like it's like they're doing between the leg dunks, 360s,
Yeah.
windmills. I'm like, what is going on? Like
Yeah.
that's intimidating in itself. But not only that, the boys can shoot. I didn't think they could shoot that well. And I knew we could match them as far as not athleticism, but as far as shooting, I thought we can match them. Right? We shoot the ball pretty well. I don't think we had our best game shooting. I think we was a little intimidated by the crowd and when you got that momentum and you got people behind you and they're rooting and they're rowdy and it gives them juice and it
Yeah.
kind of if you don't play in that atmosphere a lot, it can be a little intimidating. You know what I mean? As a
No
kid.
doubt. Yep.
So I think if there was anything I could have brought to the table when I was there, I could have, kind of helped tune that out a little bit because I've been in those atmospheres. I've been a part of those atmospheres in my career and all of that. So I think if I could have brought anything to the table, is obviously my energy, and I would have helped them try to tune that out and not get rattled by it, not get out of character. And I felt
Yep.
like we did that a couple times, couple possessions. But I think we played good overall. Even in that game, I think they made a little run though, I think we got a little out of hand, and then we got out of character.
Yep. That could happen,
Yeah,
man. The atmosphere is what it's all
those are the
about. We heard
best.
it wasn't so nice, but
I heard that by the cheerleaders ago. I'd seen the cheerleader post something that they was calling them out of their name and throwing
yeah.
stuff at the bus or whatever. I'm chasing them around and they had to be like escorted out or some craziness. I'm like, what is going on?
I
I
don't
didn't
get
see
it.
none of that happen. I
I
didn't see
really
any of that happening.
I don't get how people just can't sit and watch a game, man. I get it gets rowdy, you get
Right,
into it, but I
right,
mean
right.
for the kids and the school itself, you're putting a black eye on yourself doing that kind of stuff.
And let's just be honest here. Like you guys won.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I don't understand. Like what I mean, if you lost, and I could see you be a little frustrated. We beat you, and it's an upset, and blah blah blah, in your home court, and maybe we was getting a little rowdy and a little disrespectful, whatever. Then I could see maybe a little retaliation type deal, or mad that you lost, but you guys won.
Yeah.
We're leaving the building, and you're calling people out of their name and throwing stuff at the bus and chasing people out. Like, it just doesn't make
Stupid.
sense to me. Like, mess around, and get them kicked out of the tournament for your behavior. Like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Exactly.
Never know that can happen. So just got to be
Exactly.
careful with stuff like that. So
We showed up to Walpole and we had probably 70% of that gym, dude. The guy
really,
next to me, yep, he looked at me and he said, he goes, "Wow, you guys travel well, huh?" And we did. We
ah,
we had
I didn't
more
know
than
that.
them. So in the beginning of the game, we had the momentum, like we had the crowd, but they just got cold. They just got cold.
Yeah, so you
And
need that. You need that on the away games. You need to travel well, and that's something that I will mention on here. Boston College, we don't travel well. And not only that, I've been, I'm big on Twitter right now. They call me Chief. So my grandfather's alias was Chief, and my father now I call my father Chief. So I'm naturally just taking on that alias. I actually just took it on by putting my Twitter tag that, right?
there you go.
So I posted like, yo, we need to do better. The fans need to do better. Like supporting these guys. I mean, there was a couple home games where the other team is outnumbering us in the stands.
Yeah.
And it's just that just can't happen, man. Especially at that level. Like this is Division I college basketball. Like you know
Right.
what I mean? And it's right there in Newton and Boston. Like obviously, if the campus just goes, we outnumber them because the people on the campus are going. Never mind, a couple people in the city and then coming in from Boston and then maybe Worcester, Bradford, Brockton. Like people need to come and support these guys because of what I just said, man. When you have that behind you, it makes you play harder. Like even my son, both of my kids, they've said it. Like wow, that because we've had big crowds, but it would take us playing Duke
Right.
or
Right.
us playing a big name team, and then people show up. You know what I mean? It's like
Where's the alumni? You think the
We play
alumni?
better. Yeah. Well, that's what the coach is doing right now. The coach is doing a really good job, and I give him a lot of credit. It's the first year, like I said, but he's doing a really good job of changing the culture right now. They're building a new facility, so that's going to be a big deal. So they hooked the football team up with a magnificent facility, and BC football is a big deal. So now they're investing in the basketball team, which is going to help. It's going to help recruiting. It's going to help bring people. So it is changing, and I'm glad that my kids are part of the culture change. It's just I want to see them be successful, and I want to see the fan support right now while
Right.
we're in the change. They say build it and they will come, but it's like I want. It's changing right now, and people are noticing it. Like those 2 wins in the ACC tournament, like the people have taken notice. Like,
Huge.
wow, this team could do something big next year. So hopefully next year we'll have a lot more turnout with the fans, and it'll make the kids play harder and play better. You never know, that adrenaline that you get when the fans are behind you and rowdy is just something you can't explain. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. What
Yeah,
happens
man.
with Mackay now?
That's a good question. That's a great question, actually,
I
Mike.
mean, no.
So no. That's a great question, and this is the place to do it. I mean, he played all year with a torn tendon in his left hand. He's right-handed, so he was able to do that with his
Yep.
and play through it. I don't know if you noticed, but he had it taped every game, so his whole left hand was just taped up or whatever. So he is gonna have surgery. So he's gonna have surgery on it tomorrow. So he's having surgery on it tomorrow. So we're going down there and support him with that. And then he's gonna have 3 months of healing, of the healing process. And so he's making up his mind as we speak on what to do based off of that.
Yeah.
Like, because he wants to go, work out with some teams. He wants to try to test the waters and see what's happening. But if he can't because of that, then that might change the course of what he's really thinking. Because, in his mind, he wants to go make money. He wants to get paid to play, right?
Yeah.
So, but if that postpones it, then we could see him at BC for another year.
I think that's what I was thinking about. But hey,
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm actually really speaking on it like full, right? But that's really that's really where we're at right now. So we're waiting to see how this goes, how the surgery goes, successful, boom, first step. Okay, what's the healing process? How long? Boom, next step. Okay, will I be able to go work out for teams after? Is there was a healing time for me to go do that or not? Next step. So one step at a time.
well, we wish him luck, and I'll tell you what, man. Shout to you guys at Fresh Pulls. We seen the
Oh
hoodies
man.
too. Phenomenal,
Oh
man.
And that's
Phenomenal.
another thing. And that's another thing, man. Oh man, this story is crazy. So Holly Rowe, she's a big time announcer for ESPN.
Yeah.
So she approaches me pre-game. She goes, "Hey," she comes over, she got a red coat on, hair done up nice, the ESPN microphone in her hand. She's like, "Hey, are you DeMarr Langford?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, come here, I want to talk to you. So I'm like, all right. So I walk over to her. And I'm a funny guy. I'm like, about time somebody recognized me. No,
I knew
I'm
that was
just joking.
coming.
So I'm just joking. So I go over and she's like, she's just asking me questions. So, you got 2 sons on the team? Yeah. She's like, oh, so why does one son have a hyphen last name and the other one doesn't? She's like, because I heard somewhere that, they were saying they're half brothers, but I read that both parents are the same. So I don't understand it. So I explained it to her, before me and my wife got married, his last name was Ashton, took on her last name. And then when we got married, I added the Langford. And then my younger son, DeMarr, he's a junior. So he just has my name, DeMarr Oscar Langford, you know what I'm saying? So that's how that worked. And she was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense." She was like, "Oh, and your wife," and she was a ball player too. I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "She's right here." My wife's kind of shy. I'm like, "Come here." So she comes over and we're just talking. So long story short, she goes, "Oh, that was good talking to you." Da 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 da. She mentioned everything we talked about prior to the game. while the game was going on. She told like the whole story we just said. She's very good at her job. I'll shout out to Holly Rowe. She's really good at her job. Phenomenal person too. So she goes, after we walked away, we sat down and back down in our seats, and she walks like in front of us, and she goes, she turns on the mic and she's looking wherever the camera is. She goes, yep, and right here, she points, right here is DeMarr Langford, and that's Sasha Langford. They're the mother and father of Makai and DeMarr, boom, boom, boom. And me and the wife are like, we don't know which camera it is. We're just waving. So every time during that game that Boo or Makai did something, they zoomed in on us. So that's why we had so much camera time, because she came over and made it a point to be like, they're right there. So the camera crew knew right where we were at. So anytime they did anything, my phone was off the hook, bro.
I seen pictures
like, yo,
of
I
you
see you on
behind the
TV.
announcers. I was like, what?
I see you on TV. I see you on TV. And then we had the Fresh Pose get on. So now Fresh Pose is hitting me up like, yo, we're on national TV, blah, blah. Oh, it's crazy. So yeah, it was phenomenal. Cash, give me a charger. Go ahead.
Good for them, man. Good for them. We got to head up there, man. I want to go up there, and I'll tell you, I got some cards now. So we got
I
definitely want to check them out.
No. That's a definite. We're definitely doing that. Whenever you're ready, you let me know. I'll call them up. Let's say when's trade night or whatever, the best night to come down. They'll tell me we going down there.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm confident now. I got all these Desmond Bains.
Sir.
I don't know what to do.
Shout out to Fresh Pose, man. Shout out to my guys down there, Fresh Pose, man.
Those hoodies are tight too, man. I like that.
Oh, phenomenal, man. They did a good job. And then hey, we can do some business with them too, man. And they said they got the studio. So once we go down there and talk to them, boom, might have to make a little connection like that too. Sit up in the studio out there too.
The network grows.
That's right. That's right.
So now I guess we gotta talk about the Celtics, man, because I'm kind of feel it coming. I call the Grizzlies. I gotta stick with it, and I know I'm gonna eat it. I hope I eat it at the end. Who knows? But we'll see. What's going on with the Celtics? They just meshing right now, or Tatum really just stepping up?
I have to credit it towards meshing, man. I think we're just gelling. I think we're just figuring it out. I think the trades. I always say, yo, we don't make the right trades at the right time. I have to say this time, I think they did a decent job with the trades. And I think we didn't add pieces that are just like, that are going to wow you, but we add pieces that we actually needed and that are going to make a difference. You know what I mean? So I think we're just gelling at the right time right now, to be honest with you, bro. And
I think so too.
I really feel like Tatum and Brown, they kind of know their role. They kind of know their role. They're doing all the right things. I'm just moving. I'm just charging. I'm putting my phone on the charger, so don't mind me. They know their. Go ahead.
Time Lord
is phenomenal.
Defensive player of the year, maybe.
He is phenomenal, and he posted after the game. I think it was like, what he say, like growing experience or learning experience or something. We just took an L tonight to Dallas, and Dallas is a good team, solid team. I just think we made one too many mistakes at the end of the game, because we had that game. And I always said this, the Celtics, they remind me of BC. They just be right there, and then somehow, for some reason, can't get it over that hump. Like, so the last couple possessions that they had, man, I feel like, Jason Tatum threw a crazy pass, like a hook pass, and threw it away, and it got stolen. Luka ended up stealing it, and then Jaylen Brown came down and did a nice little move, but he kind of went up a little soft instead of going up aggressive. It got blocked. Boom, they go the other way. They hit a three, and then Tatum comes down and does the fadeaway. I hate the fadeaway in crunch time. Like, I don't mind the fadeaway throughout the course of the game. When the game is on the line, I don't like the fadeaway, because first of all, the person who's shooting the ball knows where the ball is gonna go if it's gonna be missed. So you're the best person on the court to follow it and get the rebound, because it's off to the left, it's off to the right, it's a little short, it's a little long. So so you're the best person to get the rebound when you shoot. But if you're fading away, you have no possible chance to follow your shot, because you're going the opposite way. Secondly, it's just not an aggressive move. You're not going to get a foul call on the fadeaway 9 times out of 10. It's just, the fadeaway to win the game is just not my thing. Like, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. He was the greatest at it.
I was
And
gonna
I know
say,
Jason, and I know Jason Tatum looks up to Kobe like that, but like that's one thing you just gotta kind of leave out. Let Kobe have that. Kobe was the great at that. You know what I mean? Let him have that. That you figure out. Let something else be your thing at the end of the game.
right?
So that's my take on that.
That's Michael's move. That's Michael's move.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Kobe
Well,
mastered
it was Mike's move, but Kobe kind of just took it on, and now Tatum's trying to do the same thing, the Kobe type deal, but like just not to win the game. Like I don't mind it throughout the course of the game. Do whatever you do. That's that because my son Boo does the same thing, the fade away, fade away, fade away. And I tell him though, that's something you just don't want to lean on. You don't want that to be your bread and butter. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like it could be one of your moves throughout the course of the game, but when the game's on the line, you want to go strong. Put pressure on the referees to blow the whistle. Like I'm going strong here, and they got to stop me, and if not, I'm dunking on them type deal.
Yep.
So
I think Tatum, he's in a rough spot because when he doesn't shoot, when he doesn't score, he gets dogged. When he too much, he gets dogged. You know what I mean?
Right. He is in a rough spot.
I like when he takes it all. When he takes it on. When he's trying to take the whole team on his back.
I agree.
But it can't be all the time. Only when they're in trouble.
I agree.
But also, we got to talk about the Lake Show, man. I'm hoping to get some good laughs out of this.
Who, the Lake Show?
That guy, Bubba Dubs. Did you get those videos?
Yo,
amazing.
I've seen him, but the ones you sent me, I didn't actually click on because I was moving and shaking at the time. But I know he be cursing Westbrook. He calls homeboy Westbrook.
Westbrook, dude. He has one for every team, and he starts off with, "You can't beat the Pelicans." Trash. That's his name. He calls everybody trash.
Trash. Yo, he is funny. What's his name again?
It's Bubba Dubs.
Bubba Dubs.
Yeah, I'll share his video all over Shamrock.
Shout out to Bubba Dubs.
Awesome. He's got a zillion. He's been around for a minute too because he's got a ton of followers. I'm catching on late, but when I thought you got to go back and watch those, man, it'll make you laugh. It's you.
Right.
Yeah.
But yo, so the Lakers are playing as we speak. What time is it? The Lakers are playing right now. They're playing Phoenix. So they're playing Phoenix without Chris Paul. And I predict they lose. My man was getting on me today, Tim Keller. He's getting on me again. That. So I've been leaving him alone. My guys have been doing good. He's been hiding under a rug. I'm letting you hide. I'm not stepping on the rug. I'm not causing I'm not ruffling any feathers. But bro, he waits till we lose, and then he want to come be a troll. And now he's posting everywhere. He just posts the letter L everywhere, and it's just cute. Like I'm like, bro, you haven't been. Where have you been, bro? We've been winning, and you guys been losing, and you haven't been saying nothing. Now all of a sudden we lose, and you haven't played yet today. So I'm predicting they lose to a Chris Paul-less Phoenix. I hope Booker drops 70 on them.
I love Booker.
Book is phenomenal. And Ayton is really good too, DeAndre Ayton. So I mean they have a legit squad still. And I think they're gonna beat the Lakers tonight. I mean, how often can LeBron keep dropping 50? I mean, he has to drop 50 for them to win. And he's been doing it. So, salute to LeBron. I already told you my take on LeBron. He's great. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate LeBron. I just hate his followers. Some of them.
Yep.
But
it's getting messy over there. It is getting messy. I know.
It's a circus, bro. It's a circus. We talked about it last time. It's a circus, man. And now they're trying to figure out what's gonna happen. I don't think Westbrook comes back next year. You know what I'm saying? You said you called it. You think LeBron's gonna be in Cleveland, huh?
I told you they don't want him. The rookies don't want him, but he probably
right.
Actually,
right.
He's going to end up. They said that Sacramento is the projected to get Bronny. I think that's 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he stays one more year with the Lakers and then he's going wherever Bronny goes. He already said it. So
you think Bronny gets drafted?
No, he shouldn't. He's terrible. He doesn't have.
I don't. There's a lot of players that should probably get drafted over Bronny. Like, I mean, there's guys that have went overseas. Like, my guy Jalen Adams from UConn. He's overseas right now, and he's phenomenal. Like
Really?
if he's not in the league, I mean, then it's just politics involved. If this kid makes it, and this kid's overseas, this Jalen Adams kid's overseas somewhere. It's like, bro, I think he should be in the league. I think he's good enough to be in the league. Like, I think he's better than a lot of guards in the league right now. You know what I mean? He caught a bad hit because he went to New Orleans and they had a lot of guards, and they just didn't need him at the time. So then he just kind of floated around for a little bit, and then he could make more money overseas than he could in the G League. So he took off. So, yeah. So that's that. But
I'll give
I don't know
LeBron
if
that.
Bronny's. I don't know if Bronny's that good to.
He's
get
not,
drafted, bro.
but that just got him drafted by LeBron saying that he'll go wherever he goes. So that's a good move
That's a
for
good.
LeBron.
That's a great move, and that's one thing about LeBron. Like, come on, man, you can't deny that he's a great businessman.
No,
He's a
yeah.
phenomenal basketball player. He's a great dad. Like he does. Like he hasn't done pretty much anything wrong in my eyes, except jumping from team to team. That's the only thing that I can see that I didn't like about him.
And the thing that
Right.
killed him was the Jordan comparison. That's half
Well,
of the hate because
So my thing with that though is I don't. Yeah, you could say that, but from my standpoint is if you want to be compared to anybody in basketball, who would it be? Like,
right.
so is that really a bad thing? Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a nagging. I think it's a nagging thing for him. Like, it's getting annoying for him probably, but
it's
it is
unfair because he's not the one comparing himself to Michael Jordan. It's everyone else, and he gets the
right.
hate. You know.
And the whole point is like you're comparing me to the greatest basketball player to probably ever live. So what are we arguing about? Like, what is the problem? Like, all right, if you think I'm better than him, cool. If you don't, cool. Like, move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I feel about it at this point. Like, I'm from the era of Mike, you know what I'm saying? And I just think he was just different, bro. He was just different. Like, he had that killer instinct. And I just don't think Braun has that. I think Braun is a great player. He's a great team player. He's a man child. He's big. He's fast. He's strong.
Better
like,
athlete.
He has all the attributes. Yeah, he has all the attributes but he just doesn't have that killer. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think sets him apart from MJ. So that's just my opinion.
No doubt. I'm with it, my man.
But Celtics. So you're still rocking with Ja and the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I don't think Ja's gonna win the MVP. I think he should, but dude, Jokic is out of control.
Jokic, he's kind of running away with it right now. I think. I mean,
honest,
but rightfully so.
Yeah, but I love Ja, man. That team is still on fire. He's just a highlight reel every single night. Every night.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that he does this, man. It's unbelievable. I love it though. I love it. The league needed something like this, and obviously compares very active. He's not a big guard. He's thin. He bounces like round ball. Like every time he hits the ground ball, he just bounces back up. Very durable, as you see, and I just hope he stays healthy. But that's everybody and anybody we hope stays healthy, right? So What about Zion?
I was just gonna say it. I was waiting for you to end. He's back. He's back practicing. Yep. And
practicing.
Practicing. And the Pelicans have I think they have an outside shot. They're on the bubble.
The Pelicans will be tough with him if he can come back and be who he was.
They got CJ right now.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I hope
CJ
he comes
over
back,
there.
man. I hope he comes back strong.
I hope he comes back strong too. Like, come on. Like I don't know if he's going to be able to shoot the ball like he was before he went down. Before he went down, I told you this. I was very impressed with how he shot the ball because I thought he was just going to come into the league and try to dunk on everybody. And I'm like, bro, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Like, this is the NBA. You're not just dunking on everybody. Created a nice little jump shot. He was hitting threes. He was hitting mid-range shots. I'm like, bro, if he can do this, then he's going to bring people out. Now you can go by and just get busy on him. But if he gets hit a jump shot consistently still, then yeah, they're gonna be tough.
Yep, no doubt. So I don't know if you heard before
so
we
I'm
get
still
on.
rocking. I'm still rocking with my C's. Good.
I know, and I have to stick to the Grizzlies, man. It's recorded. I can't even switch up.
Sorry.
So before we got on, huge breaking news: TB12 is back. The unretired
Brady. So I was talking to Brian Therian.
Yeah,
And Brian Therian does not like Brady right now.
I love
and
it.
And I'm not there yet. But bro, what are we doing? Like, you just retired 2 months ago. Like, that's not really a retirement. So do we really consider that a retirement? Like, so this is the off season. If you retired and you miss some games and stuff, like you missed some stuff, like, bro, they didn't even get the training camp or nothing. They haven't even did the NFL draft yet. Like, you've missed nothing. You retired for 2 months of the you retired for 2 months of the off season where nobody does anything. Everybody's retired at the time that you just took off, right? And now all of a sudden you make an announcement, you're back. And not only do you make an announcement, you're back, bro. You're an athlete. I get you're a football player, you're not a basketball player. But you make that on Selection Sunday.
Oh yeah, trying to take that.
Like, you make the announcement on Selection Sunday, bro. Like, I'm in the middle of watching Selection Sunday to see who's gonna make it and who's not gonna make it into the March Madness, and Tom Brady pops up on my screen, and I'm now every time we come back from a commercial and I'm watching Selection Sunday, and these young kids who are trying to make a name for themselves and they're so excited about getting into the dance, you're taken away from their TV time. And now it's Tom Brady this and Tom Brady that. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, you knew. I mean, somebody in your camp should have told you, like, yo, wait until after Selection Sunday, bro.
Yeah.
No, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it right now. Even if you knew you was gonna do it, bro, you could have waited a little. You could have waited another day or two.
That is a great
Could have
point.
waited another day or two. Take it away from these young kids, and this is their life, man. And this is what they've dreamed about this since they were kids to get into Selection Sunday, and now they're finally there, and all you hear is breaking news. Tom Brady's back. Like, bro, come on. That's how selfish are you? And I love Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. He's done a lot for us. He's the GOAT. Let's be clear. But bro, you're being real selfish right now. And you retired for 2 months. Like, who does that?
I agree 100%. I agree 100%, man. It's been a big week in the NFL.
Huge.
Russell Wilson.
Huge. So he's at Denver now, which is unbelievable.
Antonio Brown is trying to buy
Brady's
Denver.
Back now. Poor Amari Cooper. He went to Cleveland Browns, so now he got Baker throwing.
Yep, he'll be done before we know it.
He went from deck to downgrades.
Yep.
So, Khalil Mack got traded from Chicago Bears. He's starting to be a journeyman. I thought he was like going to be the most phenomenal defender in a long time.
Yeah.
And now they're just trading him around like he's an average defender. I just don't get it.
He was an entire defense by himself when he first got to Chicago.
At one point, right?
Nobody could handle him, like a double team, triple team. So
right, it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Going back.
Right. Aaron Rodgers re-signed for 3 more years. Carson Wentz to Washington Commanders. They traded him from the Colts. The funny thing about that is the Colts, they were saying at the end of the year, they was like, he didn't get it done because they missed the playoffs by however much. It's like, he didn't get it done. We need somebody to be more consistent and get us over this hump. And I'm like, dang, they just traded a first round pick, I think, maybe a first round pick for him to get him there. And he only was there 1 year, and then they got rid of him. So they really are trying to get to it right now, the Colts, which I respect it.
Yep. Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. He is.
He bet
probably
$1,500, and he lost $11 million.
Probably the dumbest move I've seen in a long time.
I say he bet on his team, which is where I go in the Pete Rose argument, because it's different. I can see if he bet against his team, but he bet on his team that he wasn't even playing. I mean, like that he wasn't even playing on the team. He was hurt. He made a legal bet.
No.
It wasn't like a bookie.
Right.
He did it online.
Right.
But if that's the rules, those are the rules. You can't do it.
The only
have someone bet for you. What are you doing? Like,
right.
get a ride. If you like, I said this last time.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's why I'm so confused.
You're a celebrity. If you're driving, if you're going to a party that you're gonna drink at, get a ride home. Don't drive.
Right.
Shit like that. Same idea, you know.
Right.
Unnecessary.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So he did. I'm gonna try to give him a little, not credit here, but just kind of let him off the hook a little bit. He walked away from football for mental health reasons.
Yeah.
So maybe he got some other things going on that people really don't know, like mentally. So that's, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can think of. But you walked away for mental health reasons. Now you're betting on the team. It just something's not right with the guy.
Yeah.
And
get it together.
I don't know exactly. Nasty. Yeah, he is nasty. But the thing is, like I said, I didn't know he bet on his team. I just thought he bet on an NFL team. And the reason I say that is because no matter what, whether you're playing or you're not playing, it's your team. You know your team. You've maybe heard or played against this other team already and know what they're capable of. So you have inside information on this matchup somewhat already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you an advantage. I don't know if he lost the bet or not. I don't really care, whatever. But
I actually haven't heard that either. That's
he
why
probably
talks about that.
Right. No one talks about if he won or lost. But the funny thing is he said he's still posting on Twitter and stuff, and people are showing it and screenshotting it or whatever.
Yeah.
And he said he posted, I got 1,500 on something. I think when Carson Wentz went to the Commanders or whatever, I got 1,500 that they don't win they don't win their championship or their division or something like that. It was a joke. It was a joke, clearly, but it's like, bro, like you're doing too much right now, man. Like, you should just not say nothing for a little while, because all you're gonna do is dig a deeper hole, right?
They're gonna label him Antonio Brown. Is what they're gonna do.
I mean, it wouldn't be too far off.
Yeah.
So what about Deshaun Watson?
Now that's
Deshaun Watson,
amazing, dude. I heard
so he had all them counts, and
12
the jury just
12 testimonies I heard.
And the jury just know nothing right now. So he got some civil suits now that he has to go through and figure that out. But I mean, teams are on him now. And Deshaun Watson, like he's phenomenal. Like, so if he ends up back on the team, who knows where he could end up too? Because he could end up at the Colts now. They're in need. Not Washington anymore, but New Orleans is still in need.
Seattle
is now in need.
Yeah.
So they got options, and then they got a pretty good rookie class coming in. I'm big on the kid Willis out of the rookie getting drafted. He's from Liberty. He went to Liberty. He got an arm. He can run. He's phenomenal too. So I'm big on him. So wherever he goes, I think he's somebody to watch. And they got the kid Pickett. The kid Pickett is good. They got like 3 quarterbacks and another kid, last name Carroll. So them 3 quarterbacks are like the top 3 quarterbacks coming out of the draft. This is not a QB heavy draft though, but those three QBs could end up at those 3 teams, and they can come in and play right away. So who knows, right?
A little bit of excitement. Man, football just ended
I love it.
2 weeks ago, and we're already back at it.
Well, I'm in a dynasty league, so it doesn't stop for me right now. So I'm in a dynasty league, so I'm just big traded. Man, I got this one guy. Somebody dropped Tom Brady as soon as he retired. He picked him up and kept him on his roster. Now he's back, so he thinks he's the cream of the crop. Not only that, the same kid traded and got Deshaun Watson in the trade. So he went from having like no quarterback, like Watson and Brady, 2 question marks, to potentially having both of them. And he traded for Josh Allen. So he has now Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, and Tom Brady. He went from no quarterback to having potentially 3 of the top quarterbacks in the league.
He's got trade bait now is what he's got.
That's exactly what it is. So, but it's a super flex, so you can start 2 quarterbacks. So he's in a great position. So, but we got to get to the March Madness real quick, to the bracket.
I'm riding Murray State, man. I'm gonna ride.
Get right to it. Why don't you?
I'm calling them for in the 4.
Murray State. Let me look, because I got the bracket up right now. Let me look.
10-7.
Murray State. Where?
10-7. They're playing San
Where
Francisco.
are they at? Yep. They're in the East. Okay. So let me see. I'm going to tell you what I think about that. So they're playing Yale. Funny thing about Yale is a young man from Yale played with my son. He's phenomenal.
Murray State's playing San Francisco.
Oh, they're not playing Yale. Okay, they are playing San Francisco.
And
Yale's
under them, they got Kentucky under them.
Okay. I gotta bring my bracket up. It's a little close together. So okay. So Murray State's playing San Francisco. So you're predicting Murray State to knock off Kentucky potentially.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's very bold of you.
That's an upset.
That's very bold. And then not only that, and then that would be in round 2. So that's early. And then if let's say they do that, let's just go through it real quick. Let's say they do that. Then they get to
Purdue.
It might be Purdue.
Purdue's.
And that's another upset. Now, if they get past that, let's say they do that.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Baylor's probably, I don't know.
Let's say they get the. So there's going through it kind of now it kind of brings you back to earth a little bit, right? Because I know my prediction and I'm going to get brought back to earth a little bit too.
I don't know if they can beat Baylor. Baylor, I think they might win the whole thing. Baylor might win the whole thing.
We gotta be realist about this too, right?
Yeah.
You can't just go with our heart. But
it's recorded. I can't change my mind.
No, it's all good. I listen. I love bold prediction. I love it. So then, let's say they do beat Baylor. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they beat Baylor. Then potentially we'll have Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Oof.
How many Final Fours do you think are going to have Gonzaga versus Baylor in that last game? Like all of them. All of them.
Because people don't know no better, man. But this is March Madness where anything can happen, man.
That's the truth.
And it usually does.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's gonna be so many upsets that people are just not thinking about that, you just never know, bro. So yeah, and then if they let's say they beat Gonzaga, wow. Then they potentially have Arizona or Auburn or Kansas.
Yeah, man, Kansas.
Yes.
I love Michigan on that other side too, though.
Right. Michigan snuck in, man.
Yeah,
they snuck in. So I'm happy for them though that they snuck in there, man. And it's exciting. It's an exciting time, man. And yeah,
13-6.
That's why
pick 113-6. Oh wait, no, 113-4 upset. There's always one.
Right.
13 seed.
And a 4 seed.
4 seed.
You think Vermont and Arkansas?
Oh, that's definitely a potential upset. Vermont's always got shooters.
Vermont, yeah, because they come, yeah, they have a different style of basketball. That's why they they run their sets and they'll run their picks and screens and be very disciplined and shoot the ball well. And Arkansas just wants to get out and run, probably. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna run. Arkansas Razorbacks, they just want to run and raise it down your back and just kind of get up and down the court. You know what I'm saying? So that those two contrasting styles, like sometimes it just depends who executes better. Yeah, which one?
Shamrock Sports is calling Chattanooga over Illinois.
I see it.
As the first 13-4 seed upset.
I'm going with Vermont and Arkansas. You know why I'm going with Vermont and Arkansas over Chattanooga, Illinois? Because I've seen this kid from Illinois. He's a big boy. I forgot his name. Oh man, I hope it comes to me by the end of this. He is a load. And if it's the
What position?
same, is the center, but I want to make sure it's the same team that I'm thinking about, Illinois. I can't wait. I can't wait. I got to come up with his name. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna search it real quick while I tell you, bro. This dude, if this is this team, this kid is a load, and he's like a man amongst boys in every sense of the word. Like this dude, he gets the ball, and it's almost nothing you can do. You just have to like prevent him from getting the ball. Otherwise, you lose. there's no, there's no.
Huh?
There's no. Let me make sure. Let me make sure this is him. I'm looking up the roster right as we speak. I just want to make sure this is him. Yep. Kofi Coburn. And,
All right.
and his last name is not spelled like it sounds. It's Cockburn. Coburn. And his first name is Kofi with a K. Kofi. Bro. He is a man amongst boys. I'm talking about even when you just look at him, you're like, yo. But then he gets the ball and he's like agile and he'll dunk on you and he got a little swift spin move and he's strong and there's nothing you can do with this kid, bro. There's not literally when they play, the focus needs to be on this kid and they got other players too. So he takes all the attention away from all the other players on his team. It's like you have to know where this guy's at. So I think
we'll see how it all pans out. We'll see how
I'm going with Vermont. I'm going with Vermont, Arkansas.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
I think we kick it off Thursday. I believe.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's my favorite time of year usually, right here.
I'm not gonna contradict myself. They had a rough time in the Big East tournament, and they lost pretty bad to a Creighton team. That's pretty good, and they're in the tournament also, and they're in the Midwest in their bracket. And if they win, they can end up playing each other again. But I'm still gonna stick with Providence. I know a lot of guys on that team. I rock with them. They did have a nice run doing. They upset a lot of quad one teams, and they have a nice core of people. I really rock with it. For people that do know, I really rock with a few of the players: AJ Reeves, Nate Walson, and then Bryson Goodine. And then one of the walk-ons who doesn't really play much that I really rock with, and I know them like personally from my son's years over there. Everybody else that came, I don't really know them that well, but they're good kids and they play hard and they're good.
Be nice to see the Friars come up a little bit this year.
I'm gonna go with them. I predict that they do win the first round. Second round, coin toss. Because they're going to probably meet Iowa in the second round, which is a tough second round. Yeah. And then let's say they get past Iowa, they're going to bump into Kansas potentially. Tough third round. Yeah. Let's say they get past Kansas, they're going to bump into Auburn potentially. Tough fourth round. Let's say they get past them, they're going to bump into Arizona potentially. Yeah. Let's say they get past them. Now we got Gonzaga or we got Murray State.
Murray State will be there. AJ Williams. It's funny, man. I don't know. That team caught my eye. That's Ja's alma mater. I love it.
You're a Ja fanatic. I love it. Let's go.
He's just, I mean, you can watch just him all night on the court by himself. Just dunk. Yeah. All night. He's got it all. He's got it all.
Let me just round off this March Madness thing by saying Boston College should be in this bracket somewhere.
I'm with you on that, man. I feel the heartbreak.
I mean, Notre Dame is playing a play-in game. We smacked Notre Dame the first meeting. First time we met them, we smacked Notre Dame. Boom, boom, boom. And now I'm like, let's get rolling. But then, we had our bumps in the road after that. We took Miami into overtime and should have won and lost at the buzzer. Miami's in this bracket. We beat Virginia Tech, and the only time we met them, Virginia Tech not only won the ACC tournament and won the title, they're in this bracket. Duke, we took them down to the we could have pulled. They kind of pulled away at the end when we played them at home, but we had them up against the ropes, and we was out. We was missing TJ Bickerstaff, one of our fours who rebounded the ball well, and Quentin Post, who won the
player of the
Tony,
right?
ACC second team of the tournament. So and then North Carolina, they got us really good when they're in it too. I'm just naming teams that are in it that we played. North Carolina's in it, and they got us really good the first time we met. But that we was fresh off of COVID, no excuses. We just had a COVID stint with our team. The second time we met, it was a dog fight. So all of these teams that are in it that we played, we've either beaten or we scratched and clawed and just ended up on the other side. And that's the reason why we're not in it, because those close games that we could have, should have won, we couldn't get over the hump, kind of like my Celtics and how they did with Dallas every time we played them. We had Dallas every time we played them. We just bad decisions at the end or mistakes or turnovers or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I had to sneak that in there. But Boston College, baby, next year we going dancing, and we're not going to be on the bubble. We're not going to have to wait for selection Sunday. It's going to be a given. We dancing next year. So
that's what I'm talking about.
I'm predicting that.
Oh yeah. They were fun to watch, man. I'll tell you, they pick up that same momentum starting next season, believing that they can get there. That's good experience for them.
Yes, sir.
It'll be a different story. Yes, you're lucky, Miami. You're lucky.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna go as far as saying South High is gonna turn it around next year, and we're gonna make some noise. And North High is gonna turn it around next year, and we're gonna make some noise. So those two predictions are right along with the BC predictions. So let's go. Next year, it's our turn. It's our turn, baby. 3 the hard way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
DeMarr,
it's phenomenal.
I'm glad you got with me when you got back here, man. I was like, we got to get one of these in. There's so much going on,
I apologize for the delay, man. I was definitely.
I was hoping I was going to see you a little bit longer. I was hoping.
I had to wait. I had to wipe my tears off, man. I didn't want to come on here crying, man. I had to wait.
Grown men crying this week. I'm on, dude. I looked down right the night I got home. I'll admit this right now too. I got home. I was no tears in the game or nothing, right? So Grace fouled out, and as soon as she fouled out, I've never seen hot like that, bro. Like she wanted to be out there so bad, and it was like I don't know, a few minutes left, but. Yeah. That vision in my head, when I got home, I went to go do like the video and the blog. I lost it. I was like, I can't do this.
Wow.
I'm a grown man. Just got
what's going on? What is going on?
I saw 20 games. I saw these girls pour their heart into that. You know what I mean? It's like you got a catch saying me happy birthday the week before, But it was. I can't wait to see him sign up again.
Yeah, I just got I got our catchphrase for when things are happening where it's like pandemonium, especially now March Madness. This is our catchphrase the whole March Madness, and this is how we're gonna do it when things are happening. Let's say there's an upset. This is what we do. What is going on?
What is going on? Yes. No doubt.
That's our catchphrase. That's our catchphrase. Anytime something's happening where it's just like pandemonium or something happens, or or the fakers end up blowing it and not making the playoffs. What is going on?
Phenomenal. See, things are going every week here on this podcast.
I know there's going to be a lot of surprises. Hey, listen, we're going to just keep this rolling because there's going to be a lot of surprises coming up as far as the NFL with the trades, the NBA with the playoffs, March Madness with the upsets. We're gonna have a lot of information to cover. So, what is going on?
Busy month for us. Hell yeah! Awesome, man.
Let's do it, man.
Guys, look at shamrocksports508.com. We placed a menu there this week. Walking Buckets 360. You'll have every podcast right there, and along with the rest. So check it out.
Yes, go check that out.
And that's it, man. That's it. We can go cry more tears off this screen, but we'll be better by next week. We're good already.
Grown men do cry. Grown men do cry, man.
Absolutely.
It's okay. It's okay. But, you know,
Yeah.
when I show face on the screen, I'm gonna come dry eyed though. You know what I mean?
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yo, big love, Mike, man. I'm glad I got with you, man. Better late than never.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Till next time, my man. Thanks for coming through.
What is going